This was the end. This was what we had been working towards for 2 years. It came down to this. See, we were trying to build the house of the future. Build it better and make it smarter. We were part of a competition called the Solar Decathlon. But we were really just a bunch of college kids trying to make a difference and build a home that people would actually want to live in all at the same time. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a step back. By now you're probably wondering, what is the Solar Decathlon? Well, it's an international competition to build the energy-efficient house of the future. We were a part of Team Orange County. See, the competition is between colleges, and our team had 4. We were made up of University of California, Irvine, Chapman University, Irvine Valley College, and Saddleback College. In fact, we were one of the most diverse teams they had ever had in the competition. It was unprecedented, and no one really knew how it was going to work out. So, we just started. Here, let me introduce you to a few members of the team.
My name is Paige Spalak, and I'm a student at Saddleback.
My name is Jeffrey Monglam. I am a student at IVC.
I'm Cami Jen, and I'm a media and marketing specialist for UC Irvine, and I'm also a Chapman alum.
My name is Moritz Limpinsel. I'm at UC Irvine in my 5th year as a PhD student.
I work on the landscaping, and I am designing the dinner party menus for the competition, as well as the movie night that will be held.
I share a cubicle with the project manager, Alex McDonald, and he was telling me how Chapman is running the communications effort and that he was having a hard time getting all the way down here enough to really get the students involved.
I got involved almost 2 years ago with Team Orange County for the Solar Decathlon, and I became the project engineer.
And my position with the Solar Decathlon is working on the interior design, but also with the communication team for their public exhibit materials to make sure that the aesthetics of the house flow very nicely with our design.
Did you hear that? That's something I forgot to mention. Not only did we have to design and build this house from scratch, but we also had to market it. We had to make sure it was somewhere that people would actually want to live, and we had to design public exhibit materials for the thousands of people that were going to be touring our house come competition time. But before all that, we had to figure out what the basis of our house was going to be. So we settled on one core design philosophy as well as 4 design principles. Let me explain. Casa del Sol was built around the idea of biomimicry, basically meaning that we're copying the characteristics of something found in nature. In our case, we were basing our design around the California poppy. We picked it because it's an incredibly resilient flower and it opens and closes to the sun, much like our house. Which leads me to the first of our design principles, passive solar. Now, in a technical sense, this means that we use architectural elements to regulate heating, cooling, and lighting demand without employing mechanical or electrical power. In layman's terms, it means we use the sun to heat and cool our house without using any extra energy. Oh, and we use the wind too. See, in Southern California, we get southwestern ocean breezes, so our house automatically opens to let them in when we need to cool our house down. Our second design principle is disruptive innovation. Now, this one's going to take some explaining. Electronics in our house run off of one of 2 kinds of power, AC or DC. Normally, if you want to use DC power, you have to convert it from the AC power we get from the grid. And even if you have solar panels, you have to convert that DC energy to AC and then back to DC, resulting in a 10% energy loss every time you convert it. In our house, however, we have an AC-DC bidirectional inverter, meaning we can use both AC and DC power directly without the energy loss. Our third design principle is SoCal market appeal. By 2060, Southern California's population is estimated to increase by over 2 million people. We decided that we should adjust our house's design to account for that. That's why we include a flex room and a detached studio to account for a family's changing needs, such as that of a family with a returning college student. Our last design principle is that of drought resilience. This was especially important to Casa del Sol, given that our house was based in Southern California. To combat the dry climate, we used a few different techniques. We used plants that were appropriate for the local climate, we used a gray water runoff system to water everything else, and we also used a rainwater capture system, just to supplement our water even further. In addition to lowering our water usage, we also implemented a vertical garden. This meant the tenants of Casa del Sol could grow their own food right on their porch. So now that we had our design, it was time to actually build the house. But before we could do that, we needed the money. So, we started campaigning. This is Alex McDonald, the project manager of Team OC, which means he was largely in charge of raising the money to build the house, which means he gave a lot of presentations and a lot of interviews. Simultaneously, the team was also putting the final touches on the design of the house and getting ready for construction.
Just a reminder, the soft deadline for the jury narratives is a month from now. Okay. So from, architecture, market, appeal, engineering, and communications, we need to start that editing process. So whoever is the writers for those groups.
I did a review of the engineering draft yesterday, and I sent that back to the students, and it needs a lot of work. But
yeah, I mean, that's you guys have like a month, so yeah, I just wanted to keep you guys up to date and remind you guys.
What's the status on architecture and interior design finishes?
Yes, I sent over all the stuff over to the vendor, and right now they have their engineers reviewing everything, with including all the appliances, the specs, to make sure to see how they would proceed.
This is for furniture?
Furniture, millwork, everything.
Okay.
So they're assessing everything based on what we submitted to them so that they can accurately price it out for us. So I'm waiting for the numbers to come back. And they have expressed that they are interested in donating some of it, but they will work out a price for us just so we can cost it out into our budget.
Okay.
So I'm waiting to hear back.
Okay. But as far as design, we're all done?
Yeah.
And what a design it was. And that was it. That was our first look at our house in 3D. Now we just had to build it.
This is the halo for the outdoor living room. And we'll have a shade element structure that will be able to retract over this. And The shade structure provides shading obviously during the day, but then at night you're able to pull back and see the stars, host a movie night outdoors, and enjoy the ambiance. It'll be quite nice.
So, the house was here. Now, all that was left was to take all of the pieces and put them together before competition time.
Well, I just.
You could say it was a little stressful. If we didn't meet our deadline, we would start losing points for every hour that we went over. But we made it. We finished the house and it was time to go to the opening ceremony. But first, a group picture.
3, 2, 1.
It was funny. Even though we had this massive competition ahead of us, everyone was so happy. I think we were just ready to start, ready to begin.
Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate you. And welcome to the U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon 2015. It took 2 years and about 2,000 students and faculty to design and build their competition houses back on campus. It has taken only 9 days with 500 people to reassemble the houses here at Orange County Great Park. That's because the teams sent their strongest most capable decathletes and crew to build the houses here. They have been working hard in the Solar Decathlon Village with determination and resolve. You are going to be truly amazed at what you're about to see. Decathletes, are you ready?
And then the competition was open. We were a little excited.
Somebody's feeling good now.
Now, as much fun as we were having giving tours and showing the public our 2 years of hard work, we were still in a competition. And it turns out, things weren't exactly going as planned.
Right now we are struggling. We are currently 12th place out of 14.
After the first week of competition, we were way behind in points. You remember that innovative AC/DC electrical inverter I told you about? Well, it was so cutting edge that on the first day of the competition, it burned up. It took us a week to get a new one. This killed our comfort zone score, our ability to keep the house cool, and pushed us down to nearly last place in the rankings. With a new inverter in place, we hope to climb back up.
The third place goes to the Southern Charmers at Clemson University.
The second place award for Market Appeal goes to California Polytechnic State University, San Luis Obispo.
The first place winner for Market Appeal is
Stevens Institute of Technology.
So we didn't place. Now, all that was left to do was to wait for the actual scores to come out and see what happened.
The market appeal was surprisingly low.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, like really surprising, because I feel like we actually really designed our house for this location much better than others. I'm shocked they were that low.
Yeah.
I thought top 5 at least. So,
unfortunately, communications didn't do much better.
Finishing as the first place winner of the U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon 2015 contest is Stevens Institute.
To be honest, I think we were all just a little bit shocked. Luckily, Cammie was there to pull us back together.
Look compared to any of the other, first entry teams. We still moved up. That's still our top third score of all of the contests so far. So, chin ups, guys. I'm still so proud of you guys, and we still have so much left to do.
And as luck would have it, a little bit later that day, we got some good news.
Every part of the contest has 4 things where it's you attempted to meet it, equals, you met the standard, exceeded, and then eclipse. Eclipse is exceed, you exceeded expectations, eclipse out of the park. We got the most eclipses and exceeded scores out of anybody of the teams in our contest. So it's these rankings are so subjective because it doesn't really tell you how well you did, but I'm so excited. Layla's forwarding me the jury notes. I'm gonna show Lotus and Lamb. I'm so freaking excited. We got the most contest than any other contest on our team or the rest of the teams. Like I told you, we changed so our public exhibit materials are...
So things were finally starting to look up. And going into the final weekend, there was one final competition on everybody's mind. Engineering. This was the moment of truth.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the announcement of results of our final contest of the 10 decathlon contest, the engineering contest.
For the Solar Decathlon Engineering Contest, a jury of professional engineers evaluated how well the team's houses represent the best in modern engineering. The third place team in the engineering contest goes to Texas, Germany.
Like so many homes in the competition, the second place team in the engineering contest starts with a high-performing building envelope and deploys a host of passive strategies to reduce energy loads. They meet those reduced loads with a system the jury considers to be the most innovative in the entire competition. This system uses a novel HVAC system that combines heat pump technologies with radiant heating and cooling panels, an efficient, indirect, direct evaporative cooling system that is particularly appropriate for their climate, a thermal storage system, and a comprehensive monitoring and control system. The team employs both PV and solar thermal systems, including a solar clothes dryer, a sophisticated electrical distribution with both AC and DC buses. All in all, an impressive suite of state-of-the-art energy technologies that is well-engineered and smoothly integrated. The second place award in the engineering contest goes to Team Orange County. University of California, Irvine, Chapman University, Irvine Valley College, and Saddleback College.
For the record, I never doubted Moritz for a minute. No, that's a joke. But hey, come up here, Moritz. Moritz! This is our project engineer, and we stole him from Germany. I don't know. Thank you all very much. My parents are here, so thanks, Mom and Dad. They're both engineers. And Team Orange County!
And as far as we were concerned, that was pretty much it.